ball handling, doing what he's coached to do, eyes on the right things, post-snap confirmation, with his reads, ball security. He's turning the ball over. He's got to be better. And, he knows that. And then we got to help him, too. There's some things that we can do from a play calling standpoint to help him, but there's also some critical plays that are there that we haven't made that are impactful in a moment. And, again, you don't want to, not trying to throw, but we got to do the little thing. But I think that's just a combination of frustration, confidence, disappointment. Disappointment creates doubt, right? Doubt creates a little bit of fear, okay? But what's stronger than doubt? Belief. What's stronger than fear? And that's faith. And we just got to get these guys back in the right frame of mind. And then again, if there's changes you have to make, you make them. But we're playing our best players. And we don't get to ship anybody in. We don't get to run anybody in here on Tuesday and try them out. Like, it's our job as coaches to get these guys playing better. And and again, when your players are not playing to their potential, it's on you as a coach. Not that a coach is perfect. Anybody can have a bad game or things like that. But it's just been too much where we haven't been able. And again, I think part of it too is, again, the guys start pressing and all they read is negative. All they hear is bad. That's all they get. And again, you have a choice. You can, I drove in listening to Footloose this morning. I don't listen to nothing, but what I want to listen to. When it's bad, I don't read nothing. I don't listen to nothing. So I don't have to. But these players, it's hard for them to get away from that stuff. And they're human.
Do you embrace the challenge of going up against Coach Belichick and his multi-time,
yeah.
being a multi-time Super Bowl winning coach?
Yeah, are you kidding me? It's amazing. I never in my lifetime thought I would get an opportunity to coach against Coach Belichick. How cool is that? Guys. Again, you don't get lucky now. 7. How many rings he got? 7 or 8? How many? 8.
6 plus 2.
You got 8 rings. This guy's got 8 rings. He's arguably the greatest ever. Certainly at the pro level, but yeah, it's a cool thing. I wish we were 4-0. I'd feel a little better about it, but yeah, and I didn't know that. Ross told me that last night. There's 2 cool things I had no idea until last night, and that's I guess Don was talking about it. Is it's only happened one other time. Was it a championship or multiple national championships and Super Bowls? So Bill Walsh and Joe Paterno. So that's kind of a cool thing. Pretty cool. That's a neat thing. And then for me personally, it's just my 300th game at Clemson. I could not believe that. He told me that last night. I could not believe that. Went home and told Kath that. It's like, it's 300 games. It's just amazing to me. It's crazy. I really didn't think I'd be here maybe a year. 300. It's crazy.
What do you make of the coaches being fired within the first month of the
Yeah.
season? Is this even becoming more than it's happened before, but it's becoming even more regular now that because of the way the college world is?
Well, in case you forgot, that's how I got the job here. We were 3-3. We were 3-3. Jeff Scott loves to tell the story. I don't know if you ever hear Jeff Scott speak, because that was a crazy day. It's almost October. It was a crazy day, and I'm like, Jeff, you're the receiver coach, and Billy, you're going to go to quarterbacks, and Dooley, you coach the tight ends, and I'm kind of trying to figure this thing out. And I told Jeff, and I met with every coach because I told him what Terry Don said, and I was like, we're probably not going to get the job, but hey, if we do, I'm gonna give all you guys an opportunity. And Jeff, you're gonna be my receiver coach. Of course, he's fired up, and he loves to tell the story. He went home that night and he's sitting with Sarah and he's all excited and he's just fired up and he's like, man, that's what Coach Swinney said, and we're gonna go get this thing. I think we got a chance to get this job. And he said an ESPN ticker, it went across the ESPN ticker. It said, in the last, however many years, there's been 30 midseason coaching changes, and 0 out of 30 went on to get the job. So he said that just kind of dampened his enthusiasm, and he probably tells it better than me, but that's his story. And so, I mean, it's just part of it. So, I mean, that was all the way back in 2008. It is what it is, and with the portal and just the world we live in. Yeah, but I hate it. I mean, these are good people, and I reached out to Brent last week, and I mean, Brent is one of the best people, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes it just doesn't work. I mean, again, I've said many times, sometimes you do the very best you can, and it just doesn't work. And but it's hard because these are real people and they have families, and this is a job where, there's just I hate that we've normalized as a society just the nastiness that's just been accepted, and how we attack people and just destroy them or try to. It's really sad. So yeah, you hate to see anybody lose their job. And but you also we have a job to do, right? And we all are held accountable for the job we do, all of us. And so we all understand that. There's not a coach in this business that doesn't understand that. But it's still tough. It's a hard thing for anybody to deal with. And everybody says, oh, well, you're going to pay you a bunch of money and all that stuff, and, nobody feel it. But, yeah, but, like coaches coach because this is what they love to do, especially coaches that are, beyond 40. You got into coaching at that time. You didn't get into coaching to make money. You got into coaching because it's really what you love to do. You love to teach and impact lives, and you love the game. And so, you hate to see it. But, again, I know that it is a part of it.
Going back to Bill Belichick, his kind of media persona is grumpy. So you got to spend some time with him both when he was head coach and would come here and then, on the podcast. What did you learn about him? And, did you try to pick his brain a little bit?
Yeah, I absolutely. I thought it was an unbelievable opportunity for me because I'd only been around him really 2 other times. One was at Alabama as an assistant. He came in for a pro day or something, and then he came here one of the years when I was the head coach. So I got a chance to kind of meet him and visit with him there, and just like I thought he would be in that moment. But it was more of a professional moment. He's coming in to evaluate my guys, but to have 2 or 3 days together in a very intimate setting where there's really nobody else. I thought that was great. And then we spent a good amount of one-on-one time together, and then we actually got a chance to visit again at the media day. Just happened to be the same day. So I've talked more to him this year than I have in forever. He sent me a text before the season, wishing me well. But he just is who he is. But he's a really nice man. I know he can, has a persona that he's probably earned. But he's a really nice guy. He's smart. But probably the thing I told Kath that just in the meetings, because I've never been in a meeting with him, I was so impressed with him just with, first of all, he's 74. And, I always tell people, we say, oh, he's 74. First of all, passion doesn't know an age. Like you're 74, you can't be passionate about what you do. I think that's just a terrible way to look at things. He's passionate about what he wants to do in life, and good for him. He wants to coach, and he's really good at it. He's passionate about it. Purpose knows no age. There's no age limit on chasing your purpose and fulfilling what you feel like you've been called to do in life. And, why should you ever settle to do something that you don't love to do? Now, if there's nowhere for you to do it, then it is what it is. But I just was impressed with him because, again, I thought he was very inquisitive. He asked a lot of questions that were very basic questions that but he just hadn't been in college. So, and he really wanted to understand. And I think that's one of the reasons he's been very successful. And, you know, I think that's how I've tried to always live. I've always asked a lot of questions. I'm always, I always want to know why. I've always wanted to know, like, well, why? And I've always wanted to know, like, what your why is as a person. What drives you? I know what mine is, and that's what I focus on. And then same thing from a program. We have a why as a program, and that's what drives everything. Doesn't mean we're going to win every game, and doesn't mean every year we're going to win a championship. We've won it 8 out of the last 10 years. We may not win it this year, and that may mean that we're the end of the world and the end of an era at Clemson because we don't win a championship this year. But I don't look at it that way. But I think he's just a really good football coach that loves what he does. And, I wish him all the best except this weekend. I sure would love to. I mean, we need to win a lot worse than he does. We need to win in a big way.
Does a coaching matchup of this magnitude kind of get your juices going, knowing there's another mastermind on the sidelines?
I mean, look, we have great coaches in this league. I have great respect for all these coaches. I really do. But at the end of the day, man, players play. And Coach Belichick would tell you that. He'd say the same thing. Players play. We don't block, we don't tackle, we don't throw and catch. And when your players don't play to their potential, sometimes you're just not good enough. I mean, sometimes that's just the way it is. You're just not good enough. It doesn't mean you're a bad coach. There's some great coaches out there right now that have bad teams. It doesn't mean they're a bad coach. Players play. But absolutely, I mean, anytime you get a chance to coach against the best, I mean, I always look forward to playing Coach Saban. I thought that was like, what an amazing opportunity. If you're going to win a national championship, well, let's beat the best. And if we get beat by the best. So I've always embraced all those opportunities, and especially, in my career, I mean, I've seen some of the best coaches that have ever coached. I mean, from Coach Bowden to Coach Stoops to Coach Saban, Coach Meyer, on and on and on. I've seen some great coaches in my time. But it's about the players. It's about the players, and Coach Belichick would say the same thing.
Any questions for Coach virtually? Nope. Anybody else in the room? We have about 5 more minutes.
For the mental aspect, do players utilize a sports psychologist?
Yes. We have a ton of resources available to them from a performance standpoint or just a mental standpoint. Sometimes these are young people, and sometimes there's a lot that goes on not just with a football campus, right? So we have a tremendous amount of resources that are over at Nieri that are available to these guys all the time. And then in addition to that, we've had Milt Lauder, who's been a part of our he's kind of a consultant with us for 17 years. So it's definitely a huge part of it.
You said you didn't want to make any mid-season staff changes and you don't expect any shuffling. So if that's not happening, what does accountability look like for coaches within the program, would you say?
Well, it's that you play the season and you get results, and then you have accountability. I mean, it's daily accountability as far as how we communicate and all that stuff. But you let the chips fall where they are. Go play the games, and if you got to make adjustments, you make them. Again, it's all football stuff, and if we have to fix football stuff, we will. In one way or another, whether it's coaching, personnel, whatever. That's always the case. But man, we got 8 games. We got a long way to go. Why can't we be the hottest team in America? Why not? I mean, there ain't no quit. I mean, we got a long way to go. We just getting October. September was, oh boy, I want to forget that one. It was a rough start, but we got a long way to go. There's a lot of opportunity out there for everybody. So let's go compete our butts off and see if we can win a game and just create a little bit of momentum.
With Tom Allen bringing in new defense, new language and all that, has the learning curve been more pronounced than maybe you thought? Is that a valid thing?
No, I think it's actually been probably simpler than it's ever been.
Anybody else for Coach?
You mentioned that you haven't been back to Chapel Hill since 2019. Is that something that you've addressed with the group to prepare for playing a stadium that they haven't been in before?
No, not really. I mean, again, they know we got a lot of kids from this area, South Carolina, the Carolinas, Georgia, Virginia, et cetera. So most of these guys have been up there at some point or time in their whether it be in high school or whatever. But no, man, it ain't where we play, it ain't who we play, it ain't when we play, it's how we play. And we're just trying to get better at how we play. And if we can get better at that, then we can get better results.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay,
Appreciate your time.
appreciate it.
Thank you.